CSX dispatcher tax range.
You want 2312, FH all done here, fireman back on the road. Updated for radio.
Alright, y'all call on signal location. I don't know what the plans are up here, but y'all might be down there at Falls for a while, but I need to get you back on the hill, so y'all come on. Signal location here, Thurman. You want 2312.
I understand, you want 2312, signal location, fireman, plan on the call.
That's a good copy, over.
Here we go,
That's Jackson.
What you just heard was the CSX FH dispatcher telling U-123 to get himself up the road to Cotton Hill, so the railroad would be cleared for P001, the Office Car Special. Hi, I'm Lucas Berry for White Oak Rail, and today we'll view that Office Car Special and some other happenings on New River. So let's go. U-123 is an empty coal train headed back to mine from Newport News, Virginia, and it turns out he had plenty of time to get himself up the road. He actually met P001 in St. Albans on the Canal subdivision. He got himself all the way off New River before becoming close to the executives. After about 5 hours of waiting, we heard P001 call on the radio, with CSX locomotive number 1, an Amtrak F40PH leading. Following behind are CSX number 2 and number 3, both F40PHs.
Number 1, clear Thurman, main 2 east, P001.
P001 is painted in special B&O Heritage paint and was heading back to Jacksonville after being in Chicago over the weekend. It's on its way through New River on Tuesday, November 16, 2021. Next day, Sarah and I were out hoping to catch our old friend Z549, the RJ Corman run, but went out to catch Amtrak too. We came into Thurman and saw this guy working the siding across the river. I swear I heard him say his ID was H800, but don't quote me on that. We'll see more of him later on. We headed down to a spot between Claremont and the town of Thayer. It's a great spot for me because I love defect detectors, and you can hear the Slaters Creek one loud and clear. First need a train for that though, right? Enter Amtrak 50, the eastbound Cardinal.
Yeah. That's pretty right. I guess.
Here's how he sounded on the Slaters Creek defect detector.
CSX Detector, milepost 384.9. No defect. Repeat, no defect. Total axle 24. Detector out.
A few minutes later, and what we'll call H800 came up with his two cars. And here's how it sounded on the Slaters Creek defect detector.
CSX Detector, milepost 384.9. No defect. Repeat, no defect. Total axle 20. Detector out. Negatory defectors. Negatory.
A little while later, we were back in Thurman, having found and chased Z549 down here. He waited for permission to drop his train into restaurant siding and run around it. The dispatcher gave him permission to put his train in the siding, but he had to wait for another train to clear before running around it. That train was one I'd never heard before. It was sounded like an H898. It was definitely a manifest train, and around here our daily manifests, H750 and H751, carry local symbols. So a new train perhaps? Beats me. All I know is I was really happy to film it. This is one shot in Thurman I didn't have until now. Manifest trains carry a little bit of everything, so let's enjoy this little mix of everything. I won't show the full train to save time, but I will try to give you an idea of what all this guy was carrying. Note the maintenance of Wacom and first in line behind the power. After this guy passed, we headed for home. Thanks for joining me on this little trip on New River. Until next time, somewhere out here on the railroad, I'm Lucas Berry for White Oak Rail.